What is going on, comic book fans? Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back, yes, to another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for New Comic Book Day, which is tomorrow, which is going to be September 4th of 2024. Guys, I am both so happy to be in the month of September because my kids are going back to school and I will have my house alone to myself during the school days, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. I just get a little bit more of creative time and work time to myself, which is important for anyone who has a job working from home. But there's also the fact that we're getting closer and closer to the end of 2024, which is kind of mind-blowing. And I can't believe we're almost all the way through another full year of life in the world, in comic books, and it's just kind of crazy, but also really exciting because at the end of the year, there's some really cool Christmas books and Halloween covers and just really cool things to look forward to at the end of every single year. And yeah, there's also one other kind of big exciting thing that's happening in the month of October. What could that be? Oh yeah, New York Comic Con is coming up. And guys, I'm really excited because Stephanie and I are going to be going. I just purchased tickets for Friday. We're only going for one day, but we are going to go on October 18th, which just happens to be my birthday, which is really stinking cool. But we're also going to be meeting up with some really cool people there. Our favorite comic book creator, David Andrew, is going to be there. So I'm really excited. We've never met him in person. He actually lives all the way out in California, so he's been on the live stream when we used to have our Comics and Beer show. He was on it so many times. He was such a cool guy who would come on all the time and talk about his new books and everything. It's just awesome. I'm really excited to meet him in person. And guys, if you're going to New York Comic Con, guys, let me know down in the comments below, or even join the Discord and let me know in there so that way we can keep an eye out for you guys and, just have a really good time at the show together. All right, guys. So yeah, there's just a lot going on. Oh, there's one other thing. So this is going to be a much shorter video than normal because I am so far behind. I got home yesterday from Labor Day, and these are all the books I was supposed to read over the weekend, but it was Labor Day weekend, guys. I was up at my sister's house up in Gansevoort, New York, which is 4 hours north. We actually did the drive in 3.5 hours, which is really nice. Normally it takes 4 to 5 hours to get up there because of traffic, but we somehow escaped it going there and coming back, which was great. But I have 20 books to read, and then I also have all the books from the previous weeks that I did not read. This is another 20 books, and there's just so much to read. I'm actually going to skip the top 3 list and the not top 3, but the books you're going to see this week. So this video today is going to be me going over the 2 new #1s that are on my pull list, and then all the amazing covers that are coming out this week. And I will let you guys know about 2 books that I'm chopping for my pull list, basically for budgetary reasons, but they are going to be chop. So we will go over those. But you guys know how we do this. We got to start this video off with checking out my pull list. Alright guys, as you guys can see, it's another week. It's another big week. It's almost always a big week, but over time, I hope to whittle down these big weeks to be much more conservative, but we'll see if that actually happens. I did institute my budget cap, so hopefully that will help me whittle down this list over time. But guys, this week there are a total of 22 books on my pull list this week, but you guys can't see what those books are, so let me go and throw them up on screen right now. Guys, like I said, 22 books on the pull list this week. There are 2 new #1s. There is 1 annual, but do we really count annuals as new #1s? Now, if we break down this list a little bit more, there are 8 DC books, 7 Marvel books, and 7 independent titles. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which are going to cover the 2 books that are on the chopping block. Alright guys and girls, these 2 books that I am chopping from my pull list this week, I am chopping both because I really am not enjoying the story, but also for budgetary reasons. I'm using thumbs instead of fingers. Why is that? I don't know. But guys, the first book up that I'm chopping from my pull list is Animal Pound. Issue number 5 comes out this week, but I gotta be honest with you guys, after reading issues number 1, 2, and 3, I really wasn't enjoying the story. This book is written by Tom King. I am a pretty big Tom King fan, but this story just wasn't resonating with me, and it seemed like a slog to get through. And when a book feels like homework to read, It's not enjoyable, and I should be chopping that book from my pull list. So that is a big reason why I am chopping this from my pull list, but it's also for budgetary reasons. Now, the other book is Gotcha Man. Issue number 3 comes out this week. There are fantastic Sanford Green covers for this series. But I was really excited about this series. It's written by Colin Bunn. I love him as a writer, but honestly, this book seemed very cheesy. It seemed like it was written just like a 1970s, 1980s cartoon, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, tacky, kind of boring. It just wasn't enjoyable in my opinion. It didn't flow like a current written comic book. It definitely was like trying to fit into a mold that was the original TV show, and I think with a book like this, they should have like broke out of that mold and tried something different. Now, I only did read issue number 1. Maybe it changed in issue number 2, but you know, it was just so far off from a book that I knew I was going to enjoy, and I didn't enjoy the artwork as well. This book just had to be chopped. So Animal Pound and Gotcha Man have been chopped from my pull list, but guys, it's time to move on to something a lot more fun, a lot more uplifting, and that's going to be my cover lover picks. This is a huge list. It is gigantic. There are so many great covers coming out this week. I'm excited to share them all with you. Now, I am personally not picking up all of these. I'll try to call out the ones that I am picking up, but any of these covers could be great cover lover picks for anyone who's interested in picking these up. All right, guys, the first cover that I'm definitely going to try to pick up is Batman issue number 152. This is the cover H. It's a 1:50 ratio variant done by Joel Jones. I love this cover. Batman is my favorite superhero. Him and Catwoman should be a couple, and in this, Batman's got like Catwoman all like almost bondaged up. It's such a great cover. I love the colors. Everything about this cover is a home run to me, and Joel Jones just like knocked it out of the park. Next up is The Ultimates issue number 4 with the cover A. It's done by Dike Ruan. I say that name on the channel so much because I am a huge fan of his artwork, and this cover here, even though it's like very minimal, you get the Doom mask with the Fantastic Four as mice. It's just absolutely fantastic in my opinion, and Dike Ruan is going to be at NYCC, and I am gonna do my best to try to get him to sign 1 or 2 books for me because I just think he's like one of the best artists in the game right now. All right, guys, next up is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 24. This is the Stormbreakers variant done by Nick Klein. Now, I love this cover. This cover is absolutely fantastic. You got the prehistoric Ghost Rider on the cover. He's got his flaming woolly mammoth, and he's got his chain made out of like spine, which is so cool. But I do not like when Marvel Comics puts out these covers with these characters that have nothing to do with what's inside the book. It makes no sense to me, like zero. Put these covers on Ghost Rider covers or put Miles Morales somewhere on the cover. These covers make zero sense to me, but I do love this cover. All right, guys, next up is Absolute Power, issue number 3. This is the cover A. It's done by Dan Mora, and I gotta tell you, before this had the trade dress on it, it looked so cool. This was such a great cover. It's homaging Incredible Hulk something or other, but this was so good. Dan Mora's artwork is fantastic, but this trade dress completely ruins how cool this cover is. I still love it. The trade dress sucks so much. All right, guys, next up is Absolute Power, issue number 3 with the cover F variant done by Mark Aspinall. Now, this cover is fantastic. See how teeny tiny the trade dress is? It's just up on top, and we got all this room for the beautiful artwork to breathe and like just really be in our face. That's how the trade dress should have been on that cover A. Just put it up on the side. We know what it is. We don't need any more help. I don't know. But whatever, let's move on. We got so much more cool things to talk about. We don't need to like pigeonhole ourselves into talking about terrible trade dress. All right, guys, next up is Daredevil issue number 13. This is the variant cover done by Gabriel Dell'Otto. How good is this cover? It is so good, and I apologize about the sirens in the background. It's so nice out right now. It's like 73 degrees with a nice breeze, so if you guys hear some stuff in the background, it's just because I have all my windows open. But guys, this cover with Daredevil by Gabriel Dell'Otto is so good. All right, guys, next up is Poison Ivy issue number 25. This is the cover C variant done by Marcio Takara. It's so good. It is so good. I love this cover. I ordered 2 copies for myself because I like the artwork so much. Now this is an oversized issue. There's lots of little stories in this book, so just know that. So there's probably gonna be a little higher of a price tag. I'll put whatever it is up on screen right now. All right, guys, next up is the Exceptional X-Men issue number 1 with the 1:25 ratio variant done by Joel Jones. 2 Joel Jones covers on this list, and this one is probably my favorite for this new number 1 series. I am not picking up this new number 1 series, but if I see this book on my comic shop for like 10 bucks, I'm 100% gonna pick up this cover. All right, guys, next up is Scarlet issue number 4 with the cover Eid, and this is the 1:25 ratio variant done by Chuma Hill. Now, Chuma Hill used to be one of my favorite artists. Like, their artwork is so great, but so many of their covers as of late have been kind of like really not good. But this one right here, I think is actually pretty stinking good. All right, guys, next up is Venom War issue number 2. Now, this is the variant cover done by Scotty Young. So good. It looks like Venom got punched and like Spider-Man's kind of coming out because he got hit so hard. That is such a great cover. Next up is Animal Pound issue number 5, though. This is the cover D variant done by Jorge Fornes. Now, again, I am dropping the series, but that does not mean I cannot show you guys really cool, amazing covers, and this cover right here is really cool. There is a version for this as well, but I think the trade dress on the bottom actually helps this cover out a little bit. All right, guys, next up is a really cool new number 1. This is Minor Arcana issue number 1. Now, this is the cover B, but this is also a cover G Virgin variant done by Tula Lote. Now, there is a Jenny Frison cover for this, but I do not like it anywhere near as cool as this Tula Lote one. There's a lot more versions of the Jenny Frison, but this one by Tula Lote is definitely my favorite for this new series. All right, guys, next up is Red Sonja issue number 13. This is the cover L Virgin variant done by Lucio Perillo. So good. So good. It's Perillo, man. His artwork is so fantastic. Next up is Marvel and Disney What If Donald Duck Became Thor issue number 1 with the variant cover done by Scotty Young. There are a bunch of different variants for this, and this one, hands down, is definitely the best one. Scotty Young crushed this cover. All right, guys, next up is Vampirella Dark Reflections issue number 4. Now, there is the cover D, which is the trade dress, the cover O, black and white variant, and also the cover J, which is the 1/20 Virgin variant done by Richard Pace. Fantastic cover. Any of the versions are great. I definitely like the Virgin more than the trade dress and the black and white, but pick your favorite. All right, guys, next up is another cover for Vampirella Dark Reflections issue number 4. Now, there are a lot of versions for this. There's the cover A trade dress, the cover N ultraviolet, the cover P, which is the 1/7 tint variant. There's the cover Q, which is the 1/10 ultraviolet Virgin variant, the cover F Virgin metal, and the cover G Virgin variant, all done by Lucio Perillo. Dynamite just puts out lots and lots of covers, guys, and there's so many for this one, and this one was actually shared by Ghost, who is a member of the Discord. Guys, if you haven't joined just yet, make sure you guys are joining. Yeah, it's a great cover. All right, guys, next up, we got some second print goodness and some exclusives. Next up is NYX issue number 1 with the second print 1/25 Virgin variant done by Artgerm. For some reason, this blue background, this blue and yellow background, makes this cover better somehow. I'll try to find the original for this and put that up on screen. You guys compare and pick your favorite, but this one most likely is going to go for a premium because these second print 1/25s from Marvel sell bananas on the secondary market. But if you can get your hands on this cover, congratulations. All right, guys, next up is Uncanny X-Men issue number 274, the facsimile exclusive variant. This is coming from Unknown Comics, Comics Traders, and Sleeping Giant. It's done by David Nakayama. There is a trade dress in a Virgin. I kind of like the trade dress a little bit more than the Virgin, but either way, this cover, voom. Oh my God. This cover is really great. This is like, I think one of my favorite David Nakayamas ever, maybe? I don't know. This is a absolutely fantastic cover. All right, guys, 2 more covers left. One's a third print, the other's a second print, both for the same series. This is Grommets issue number 1, the third print variant done by Brett Parsons. Now, this is just a reprint of cover A with a different colored trade dress. But there is Grommets issue number 2, the second print variant done by Brett Parsons with a different cover featuring the Jens. Now, the Jens are these 3 girls in this series, all named Jen, and they are fantastic. fantastic. I love these characters. They're so cool. And I love that they're featured on this second print variant. It's fantastic. All right, guys, those are all my cover letter picks for this week. And if you're not reading grommets, seriously, pick up this series. It's so stinking good. It might be a little hard to get first prints of issue number 1 because I know those are selling out because the series is beginning more and more popular. So try to get this series, guys. It's such a fun read, especially if you grew up in the late 70s, early 80s. It's like perfect. All right, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the 2 new number 1s that are on my pull list this week that I think you guys should be excited about because the stories sound really stinking good. All right, guys, you know how we do this. Before we dive into those new number 1s, I gotta ask you guys a quick and huge favor. If you guys have not smashed that like button just yet, do me a favor and smash that like button. It really does help out the channel out so much when you guys really smash it. We got 160 likes on last week's video. Let's see if we can get to 200 on this one. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check out those new number 1s. All right, guys, we have 2 new number 1s on my pull list this week. One I'm pretty excited about. The other one I'm much more excited about. So we're going to go really quickly over this first one. It is Plastic Man No More issue number 1. Now, this is coming from the writer of Christopher Cantwell. It has art by Jacob Edgar. Now, the reason why I'm not over the moon excited about this series is because I don't like Christopher Cantwell as a writer all that much. He is writing the series Briar, and Briar is a fantastic independent title that I'm really enjoying. But if you look at his history in comics, there's nothing there that like stands out that's like, oh my god, that was like one of the best series ever. You have to read that book because it was amazing. It's a lot of like indie stuff. Like Star Wars and Star Trek and that kind of stuff. And that doesn't like scream to me, you are a fantastic writer. But Plastic Man is a really cool character in the DC universe, and I would love to hear a really cool story based on him, told through his perspective, and I think we might get that with this. This is a Black Label book, and Black Label books at DC Comics have been really good as of late. I've read, not all of them, but a bunch of them, and they've all told really cool self-contained stories, and I really hope this one right here is going to be fantastic. But let me go ahead and read the synopsis to you guys. L. O'Brien might be a superhero now, but before he was anything else, he was a crook. Until the accident that turned him into the pliable Plastic Man, L was bad to the bone. And just because he no longer has bones doesn't mean that that's still not true. When an incident on a Justice League mission leads to catastrophic cellular damage, Plastic Man discovers he might just be out of time to make amends for the past he's tried hard to outrun, or to save the soul of his son, who unfortunately for him might have inherited more from dear old dad than just his superpowers. So this story is going to be about like Plastic Man trying to overcome his past, but also to help his son, who seems to might have fallen into the crook life, which could be pretty stinking cool. Now there are some okay variants. My favorite is definitely that 1 in 25 variant, but the cover B and the cover C are okay. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move over to the number 1 that I'm really excited about. This is a Minor Arcana issue number 1. Now, the main reason why I'm excited for this book is that it's written and drawn by Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is one of the best comic creators when it comes to storytelling. His stories are always incredible, in my opinion. In my opinion, maybe everyone doesn't enjoy his writing style, but I really do. Now, his art style, on the other hand, I'm not a huge fan. Definitely not a huge fan, but he has a way, since he is doing the writing in the art, of telling a really cool, interesting story. And I gotta tell you, almost every single one of his books reads really fast. But there's so much information in every single book because they usually are a little thicker because he's such a good storyteller with his drawings. So they read fast, which is always great, but there's so much in there still. It's a great combination, and I love Jeff Lemire for that, because so many books are like so heavy, like a Tom King book. It's like dense in reading, and you're reading it for like 30 minutes and you're trying to decipher stuff. With Jeff Lemire, you're getting not a lot of words, but so much story told through the imagery that it almost connects you with you more because you're not trying to decipher so much. Does that make sense? I don't know. Hopefully it does, because Jeff Lemire is such a fantastic writer. But let's go ahead and read the synopsis. Teresa, the daughter of a small-town psychic fraud, returns home to care for her ailing mother, however begrudgingly. But when Teresa discovers that there may be more to the magic than she originally believed, she'll find herself caught up in a town that desperately needs her help. One of the most renowned creators in comics, New York Times best-selling and award-winning writer Jeff Lemire arrives at Boom Studios with an extra-length opening chapter of a must-read ongoing series, which is really important. This is a new ongoing, inspired by and intrinsically linked to the tarot and perfect for the fans of his creator-owned work, as well as Helen of Windhorn and Lock and Key, which are both fantastic stories in themselves. Now, there are some really, really cool variants for this. There is that, like I said, the Tula Lote cover B, which is fantastic. The cover F by Jenny Frison is okay. There's something about the face and the hair I don't really like. There is a cover H, which is the Erica Slaughter variant done by Jeff Lemire. There's the cover I, which is the Jenny Frison foil virgin variant. There is the cover C, which is 1 in 10 Jeff Lemire Terror card variant, which is pretty cool. There's a 1 in 25 by Dustin Gwynn, which is okay in my opinion. The 1 in 50, which is the cover E by David Mack, is pretty fantastic. I really, really like the cover G, which is the Tula Lote Virgin variant. And there is a 1 in 75 cover J, which is the Jenny Frison Black and White Virgin variant, which this artwork definitely looks better in black and white than color. But overall, I definitely prefer the Tula Lote over every single cover for this new series. All right, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I'm sorry I don't have everything else. I don't have the top 3 or the not top 3, but the books you got to see. But guys, I have like 35 books to read, and then like, if I'm gonna be honest, I have like probably 70 some odd books of backlog issues that I need to read. So I'm gonna take the rest of the day off after I edit this video and get to reading. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, we are at the end of today's video, and again, I apologize to everyone who was looking forward to the top 3 list or the not top 3, but the books you gotta see. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I got so much reading to do, and I got some stuff to do around the house that we didn't get done yesterday that I gotta keep this video nice, short, and sweet. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right now. Now, if you guys have been watching from the beginning of the video all the way to the end, I just gotta say to you guys, you guys are legends. You guys are the best supporters of this channel, and I cannot thank you enough for watching the whole entire video. Guys, if you are still watching and you haven't smashed the like button just yet, do me a favor and smash that like button. And last but not least, if you guys enjoyed that video and you enjoy comic book content, but you're not subscribed, I just gotta say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. All right, guys, I'll be back on Thursday with my final order cutoff recommendations and speculation. So, guys, stay tuned for that. And you guys have yourself a fantastic new comic book day tomorrow. Hope you guys can pick up all the books you're looking forward to. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.